Oh boy, it might not look pretty, but it tastes great. It's Lizz's Ugly Bakery. Rob and Liz, his morning crew. What an edition we have today for Lizz's Ugly Bakery. What is this creation today?
Well, it was supposed to be, because I do try to push myself, and I am no artist, and so that's where I struggle. That's why I came up with Lizz's Ugly Bakery, because generally it is. And I wanted to make this very fancy, very beautiful pastel Easter bunny cake with like little roses, little delicate little roses on it.
She texts me the picture of this cake. It looks, the picture, I guess this is the inspiring picture that you sent. The inspiration behind it all.
Yes, if it's really pastel looking and beautiful, yes.
Where'd you get this from?
I just found a website because I was searching for Easter bunny cake, and I wanted something pretty and not so cutesy, you know?
Right.
And so I was like, oh, I can so do that. That will be so easy. No.
And so what we see is,
So Taylor, my daughter, was over while I was making this thing, and she said, well, it might work as a mermaid cake.
Mermaid?
Well, my colors are a little saturated. They're a little dark. And you're supposed to have a chocolate bunny on top. And I chose a bunny that's almost bigger than the cake.
Well, it is when you factor in the ears.
Yeah. And I've never made like icing roses before. And so I tried that. And she said, why are your flowers so fat?
Were you like, this almost looks like you put it on a clay rotary thing and you're trying to mold it into a what is,
no, I don't have a pottery wheel in the house.
It almost looks like you did it. You put it on a pottery wheel, and wow, this is
in the
beautiful.
Third grade. Honestly, that's kind of the way it looks. I will
did
say,
you
Joey,
just like throw? I'm sorry. Did you like throw jelly beans all over the top of it? I mean, what?
So I ordered groceries because I'm trying, to do that, and I ordered the little Cadbury mini eggs that are really pretty and pastel.
Yeah.
And instead they were out, so they substituted without my approval. And what I got was Starburst jelly beans instead. And so that's part of what the original recipe was. You're supposed to put flowers and little eggs on top. And that's why there's now jelly beans. But
a mound of them.
They're yes.
Okay, so this has been home week for us at His Radio. So Liz and I have been broadcasting virtually 30 miles apart from each other.
Right.
TJ, one of our video producers, usually takes a taste test along with Ian of this. And so we don't have that luxury this week because of the virtual His Morning crew this week. So who tasted it?
Joey did.
Your husband. Okay.
Yes. And he said, oh, it's good, but am I tasting food coloring?
Oh.
And I said, no, you're not. I put a drop of food coloring into the icing because it's like an ombre effect on this, sort of. It's supposed to be.
Taste food coloring?
I know, but he did like it. He said it was really good. It's strawberry. The recipe
He had
is
to.
delicious.
You're his wife. Happy wife, happy life. I mean.
No, he would tell me straight up.
He would? Okay.
He would.
I knew I liked him for a reason. Okay, Liz's Ugly Bakery. It might not look pretty. Whew, understatement. But it tastes great.
Stop it.
Check out the blog. You have to see this one today.
His Morning Crew.
Maybe there's a favorite quote or this favorite saying that's in your life, and it's become something that you really look at and live by, and it's a reminder for you. I wonder what the story behind that is for you. It's Rob and Liz, His Morning Crew on His Radio. I saw something earlier this week, which I wish I would have grabbed a hold of this as I was going through some of the stuff that I went through for 5 months as we were going from November into February in my life with the surgeries and stuff. I don't want to relive that, but this one just really hit me. And it says this, which is absolutely amazing. Everything gets harder if you start going on and on about how hard it is. That kind of helped me rethink some things. I'm like, I can complain a lot and I can start saying things are really hard. But once I saw that, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to complain on how hard things are, because when you do, things just start to get harder,
Right. And you just live in that negativity the more you complain about it. So the thing is, it's kind of pull up your bootstraps, as my daddy used to say, and get on with it. So,
Get on with it.
right? Just get on with it.
Yeah, right.
There's one that I love because I try to bring joy. I try to have joy in my life and I try to share joy. And I saw joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. And I thought, wow, I mean, he is my joy, but I need to be sharing that with everybody else. Because if I'm spreading joy and that gets into somebody else, it can turn somebody's day around. It can honestly turn somebody's life around. So I love that one.
Yeah. So here's a question for you at 800-447-7234. That quote, that saying, how to become a part of you. What is the story behind you even finding that? And how did it help? Again, here's the number. You can text us right now, 800-447-7234.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
So I was talking about this quote that I had found. It says, joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. And I have a couple of different like scriptures or quotes, things that I try to hang my hat on. We got a text from Papa Joe that said, I love that. Excellent rendition of joy, as good a testimony as I've ever heard. And I think that's a little nugget that you can carry with you throughout the day.
Cassandra's here at 800-447-7234. Okay, the saying, the quote for you. What gets you going? What's the story behind it, Cassandra?
Well, I started a new job in January and I was setting up my email. And, you can always put a message on the email. And I work with 3 and 4-year-olds at a pre-K. We always need morale and, boost us up, keep us going. And that's a quote that I found. There was an unknown author, but when I read it, I was like, this is what I want to portray. I want everybody to know that we can all be kind, even when we struggle. I just love it. Whenever I get down, I think about it. I'm like, no, doesn't matter how bad I am. We can always afford kindness.
And I love what you do for our kids. You're investing in these small lives, and they're going to be our leaders one day.
They're wonderful. They are so adorable.
Yeah, they can be exhausting, but you're right, man. When you invest in them, they give you so much more back.
Oh, it is. It's the most rewarding thing you could ever get. It truly is, especially at that age when they're just now exploring and learning. And I mean, what other job where you get to play with little ones all day?
There are times you have to sit one in a corner, though.
We try not to do that, but we sit with them. That's what we do.
There you go.
Try to keep their spirits
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
It's that encouraging way to start your day. So good to have your company today. I'm Rob Dempsey with Liz Riles. It's his morning crew on his radio.
There's a quote from Dr. Charles Spurgeon that spoke to Tiffany's heart, and she texted it to us. And it says, remember this, had any other condition been better for you than the one in which you are, divine love would have put you there.
That's interesting. Tiffany is here. Tiffany, why did that one quote speak to you? What's the story behind it?
So about 7 or 8 years ago, my husband and I walked through a couple years of infertility, trying to get pregnant with our first. That's when I first found that quote. And it was just very encouraging for me in that time, since it was just very hard to walk through that season, just to be reminded that God still loved me and had me exactly where he wanted me, even though I was still in the season of waiting. And then through the years, through many big transitions, cross-country moves, my grandma passing away, and then most recently last year we lost 2 children in the womb. That quote has just been such a reminder of God's sovereignty and care for me, even when it feels like I'm drowning in sorrow and nothing makes sense. The reminder that God loves me and has me exactly where he wants me, even though I don't understand why.
Tiffany, I appreciate you so much sharing that with us today. And I think your words are going to speak to someone's heart this morning.
Well, I hope so. I pray so.
Much love to you, Tiffany. We're so grateful you're a part of the His Radio family. We love you so much.
Thank you.
His morning crew.
I don't know what the remotes are like in your house and the battery life of those things, but I have one in my bedroom. The thing loses juice it seems like every 30 days. What's up with that? I want a battery that will last at least a year. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
Rob. Okay, so how about this? How about it lasts for 28,000 years?
Well, I'm not going to be around that long. I'll take another 28 years.
You can pass it down to your great, get it, grandchildren.
Yeah.
This is a company that says in 2 years, Now, they've been working on it for a while, but they say within 2 years, you are going to be able to buy its diamond nuclear powered battery.
Oh, that sounds dangerous.
It does sound dangerous, but they actually said it's safe for humans, or they wouldn't be able to put it on the market.
Right.
It's going to have lifelong and green energy. So it's even okay for the environment. It's good for us, but it uses these teeny, almost like diamond particles for this battery. Believe me, I'm not a scientist. I don't know how any of it works. What I do know is probably going to be super expensive because it's using diamonds.
Well, diamonds, nuclear stuff that's radioactive,
Yes.
and 28,000 years?
28,000 years.
I don't
That will
believe it.
well, it saved me so much on Amazon. Who's going to be around to check? You know what? These only got me 25,000 years. I want a refund.
Yeah, yeah, right? You might know somebody like Lily. Lily's a Girl Scout. Lily had a goal of selling a whole lot of Girl Scout cookies. Boy, did she. It's Robin Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
Yeah, she did. She is 8 years old. Of course, she's a Girl Scout. She's from California. And Lily has dealt with some things in her young life. She actually had childhood cancer. She's in remission now, but it was called Ewing's sarcoma. So this is one determined little girl because she wanted to give back some money to charities that help kids with childhood cancer.
Yeah, like hospitals, even homeless centers, and wanted to help some troops overseas. So she got in her mind, I'm going to sell a lot of Girl Scout cookies. A lot of Girl Scout cookies. Like 32,484 boxes worth of Girl Scout cookies, which I must say was a record for
I would
one Girl
think.
Scout to do, you know?
I would think. Hey, I don't know what her parents' network looks like and where they're on social media, but she sold Girl Scout cookies to at least one person in every state.
For real.
For real.
That's crazy. Now, I know she did it online. She did it in two
Yeah.
places. She wasn't in front of Walmart. She wasn't.
No.
I don't think the cookies ever made it to mom or dad's work like they usually do, right? So
Right.
here's my Girl Scout cookies for my daughter. Buy a bunch of boxes, please. Didn't happen like that. It was her front lawn and online. Those are the two places she sold all of those cookies.
This girl is going to be offered a job somewhere in sales eventually. And man, that's a lot of Thin Mints.
His morning crew.
Just want to say a big thank you. Thank you for being family here at His Radio. Hi, it's Robin Liz with His Morning Crew. We love to hear it when your kids are singing in the back seat of the car to the songs that you hear on His Radio that you already love and you're singing yourself. Thanks for praying for His Radio, especially when some of us get into the hospital and sick, or we have to have marriages because of COVID that are not in the big ballrooms anymore and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We went through that. Liz's daughter had to change her whole wedding plans last year. I had this surgery that was all of a sudden and big and major, and you prayed. And thank you for your support. It really means a lot that you are part of this family. With Friendraiser coming up April 19th, we really need your help as we raise the operational budget for this listener-supported station.
Yeah. This is the station that when you get in the car, you're taking the kids to school, you immediately, turn it on and you're getting that encouragement. And like Rob said, your kids are singing along with it. And you're hoping that when you put good stuff into your kids' lives, that good stuff is going to come out. That's why we need your support so we can share that with so many more people, not just here in the Carolinas and Georgia, but around the world. That's what you're helping to do when you give your gift of support to His Radio. And it's so simple to do. It just takes a second. Go online to hisradio.com. You can go ahead and jump on and do that now, or just open the My His Radio app.
Robin Liz.
His morning crew.
Rocky. Sylvester Stallone. You have what? About 45 Rocky movies now?
I was going to say somewhere around there.
It seems like a lot. I pick because I really have enjoyed the Rocky movies throughout the years. And then they have two Creeds now, so it goes on, and the legacy of Apollo Creed and all the other stuff. If you know Rocky, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, now it looks like Sly Stallone wants to do a retro in a sense. Maybe that's a bad way to put it. Do you call it a prequel?
Yeah, like a prequel.
Yeah, so before there was a Rocky 1, he wants you to get to know who Rocky Balboa is before he started the whole boxing thing and meeting Adrian and all this other stuff. So he's pitched it, and it looks like it's going to be a series, a small series of who Rocky Balboa was before he started boxing.
I gotta ask, is he going to play Rocky
Oh,
in the
he's looks so
prequel?
young. Have you seen him lately?
I have, and therefore the question.
Look, let me tell you, the guy is in great shape.
He really is. No
He's
taken away from Rocky, but
70 something, right?
yeah, exactly.
And the guy is just, oh, I want to look
Still,
like that when I'm 70, even if I have to dye
right?
my hair like he does.
He's still
It's
super
amazing.
strong. Yeah.
Oh, man. And well,
Yeah.
not just that, but he works out like a fiend. I mean, he can put anybody who does CrossFit to shame. But anyway, all that to say, he just made the pitch, and it looks like we're going to see a series now of a prequel of Rocky and who he is. He was so super excited, he went fishing when he was done doing the pitch.
I like Rocky movies, some of them. I like the one that had Dolph Lundgren. I do like the Creed movies. So maybe there's a couple. Oh, the Mr. T one. That one was good.
The Mr. T one, number 3,
Sorry.
by the way. That's the
I don't,
third one in the
I
series.
got
The Ralph, I'm sorry, I don't want to geek out. How she is to royalty, the royal family. I am to Rocky.
Okay, so you should walk us through all of those characters at some point and school us on Rocky.
I don't want to bore people to death.
Oh, I think it'd be interesting.
Well, maybe it is for some, but
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
found a hack for you. You might love this hack if you like McDonald's French fries. Now, if you order them through the drive-thru and you bring them home, there's times they're really soggy and floppy when you get home, right?
Yeah, and that's not good. Not good.
They're never like that when you eat them at McDonald's, but they are when you bring them home.
Mm-hmm.
Got a hack for you. I just saw this online. It's from somebody who used to work at Mickey D's. So they know what they're talking about. And they say, here's the hack. You get through the drive-thru. As soon as you get the bag, open the bag. Take
Open
all
it?
the stuff out and then put the French fries and lay them flat at the bottom of the bag. They said if you keep the bag closed, the heat stays in there. And then, if the heat's rolling around in there, your French fries are going to get the moisture and get soggy. And so they say, open the bag first, release all the heat. Poof. If it's a cold day, you'll like it on your face. And then you smell all it, and you get hungry and you want to eat the fries right away. Don't eat the fries right away. You won't have them at the house. Believe me.
You have to have one or two on the ride home.
You got to have, you have to taste the one. So then you put the fries at the bottom of the bag, lay them flat, not horizontal, lay them flat, and then put your hot stuff on top of it. The burger and all that other stuff that you've got along with it. And they say, you do that, and your fries will not be all floppy and wet by the time you get home and soggy.
Look, it makes total sense. Obviously, if you're closing the bag, you're creating humidity, which is going to, cause moisture onto the fry. I mean, it makes total sense. It happens to my hair all the time. If it's humid outside, my hair goes flat and soggy. So I get it. Now it's with fries.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, if you're used to me talking about celery sticks, I saw the hack. I know some people love the stuff, so I thought I'd just give the hack, even though I try to eat healthy.
And we appreciate it.
You're welcome. Now I want to go and sneak a fry.
You may have heard that like growing up or before you got married. They say that especially for couples, like never go to bed angry, like get it out, work it out, that kind of thing. Well, somebody did this study, this huge study that said this goes for all relationships. This can be a coworker that you have a beef with, or it could just be anybody, even somebody that cuts you off in traffic. Like you've got to work through those issues before you lay your head down at night, or your stress is not going to let you sleep. You're going to your health could deteriorate if it's too bad. So we just shouldn't be angry with each other. Get it worked out.
They say you live longer, right? You
Yes.
don't go to bed mad and have arguments and stuff like that. I'm very curious, though, Liz, how do you work out an argument that you have with somebody on the road that cut you off?
I think you have to work on that yourself. Like you can't hold on to that anger, because I get very frustrated in traffic. That is like my, I guess, pet peeve
I've
is
seen her. Oh,
it's not good. And so I have to go, that person may have had a bad day. They may have just not seen you. Like, chill out,
or
girl.
they don't care.
Or they don't care. But if I say that, then I get mad. So no, I'm not going to say.
Because for some reason I thought, does Liz chase them down and then say, listen, let's work through what you just did to me?
No, because that could go real wrong real fast.
Oh, road rage.
Exactly. Because they might think that I was angry when I'm really just trying to say, I forgive you.
I love you. I forgive you.
Exactly.
Here's a coffee gift card.
Right? For cutting me off in traffic.
Yeah. Oh, I should have cut her off a long time ago.
His morning crew.
I think I can see it in my head on what happened. So the guy pulls up to Dunkin' Donut and he goes, he hears this. So maybe it wasn't that like that.
Maybe not.
Kinder voice.
Yeah.
Says,
Welcome to Dunkin' Donuts. Can I take your order, please?
There you go. That's
Then
closer.
then the guy goes, hold on. Yeah, can I order a $1,000 gift card?
Sir, we might need you to come inside.
It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. So the guy goes inside.
Exactly. He goes inside, and that is exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to do a $1,000 gift card. He gets in, and I think, you know how when you're giving of yourself, sometimes you get so into it that you just want to give more. It ended up, he bought 40 $100 gift cards. So that, because they can only sell them at $100 increments. So he ended up, that's $4,000. But he turned around and was walking out. And they're like, sir, your gift cards. He was like, oh, no, I want you to use those to pay for everybody that comes here today.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? Everybody. That's the biggest pay it forward I think I've heard of outside of the people who like to pay for layaways during Christmas time.
Right. But this is the biggest one that I've ever heard through a fast food or a donut place from one person. Now I've heard of it, like if you pay for somebody behind you, they end up paying for the person behind them and so on and so on. And people that day at this Dunkin' Donuts wanted to do that. And they had to go, well, you can't because he paid for everybody.
Yeah, he's already paid for the person behind you. Oh, what about the person behind them? I got it. Well, what about, you've already got it. Everybody today up to $4,000. That's quite the pay it forward at that. And here's the thing. They're keeping him anonymous, but they know who it is because he always goes to that Dunkin' Donut. Always.
Yeah, he's one of their favorite regulars and probably will continue to be.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Hey, Jude, you don't let us down because your mom told us you listen to his radio in the car. I love it. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
Yeah, he absolutely insists on listening to his radio every morning on the way to school. So thank you so much for doing that.
Love you, Jude.
Yeah.
Keep telling your mom to keep listening, even though she always does. We'll love it. Okay, here's the skating rink. It's a skating rink in California called Skateland Rink. Very popular. I mean, you do the hokey pokey, you do the backward skate, you do all this stuff. And when you see the inside of the skating rink, it's like all retro, you know?
That is so cool.
They got the carpet and everything. Sadly, the skating rink had to close down for obvious reasons. A lot of people are going out skating in this past year. And so it's huge. It's like 23,000 square feet of building that now doesn't really do a lot. So Hope Valley Rescue Mission thought, man, it would be great if we could turn that into a shelter and if we could turn that into a place that has beds for people in need and we kind of get them repositioned and transitional housing, all this stuff. They had this big vision. They just didn't have the dough to do it. This was back in November, right before Alex Trebek, Jeopardy, had passed away. And Alex got together with Hope of Valley Rescue Mission, gave them the money before he passed away so that they could buy that building. So they're getting ready to do a $6 million renovation right now.
That is wild. This guy, as sick as he was, you know, he was really cultivating his relationships because I think he knew he didn't have that much time left. But man, he was still reaching out to his community and getting involved in helping other people. This guy.
I'm telling you, It's Hope of the Valley. That's the name of the organization. Hope of the Valley. They just unveiled the building, and it's now called the Trebek Center. It'll have 107 beds to help out people in need.
107 people. He's affecting their lives every single day. Thank you, Alex.